prosecution and defense make their cases to the jury. We'll have a live report from Grand Island where Steve White is standing by.
And after a night of severe weather, cleanup is underway. We'll go to McCook and Alma, where folks there saw quite a bit of rain.
Plus, as the battle over the crisis on the border continues today, the president signs an executive order while some in Grand Island come together for what they call a peaceful gathering to support those detained.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5.
The trial of a man accused of murder in Grand Island going slower than expected as lawyers on both sides drill down to the fine points of what happened in April of 2017.
NTV's Steve White was at the courtroom today, joins us now from our Grand Island newsroom live with more. All right, Steve. Okay, we'll look forward to that report. Thanks so much, Steve. Let's turn over to the weather now. And things are looking a little calmer today than they were last night.
That is certainly true. Let's head on over to Kent, who joins us live with the very latest. Kent.
Kent, thanks so much. Well, residents from across central and southwest Nebraska are cleaning up after last night's storms. McCook saw some 5 inches of rain.
NTV's Jessica Stevenson stopped by McCook, where she spoke to homeowners picking up. Jessica, thank you. Well, it wasn't just the community of McCook that got hit last night. Alma was hit with baseball-sized hail. Yesterday's storm producing large amounts of tennis and baseball-sized hail that damaged crops in a large part of south central Nebraska. Wheat suffered the worst losses as most crops were only around 10 days away from harvest. Farmers in the area are hopeful corn and soybeans will have time to recover.
Well, a lot of it, unfortunately, is just wait and see. You want to get out there and do something right away, but you need to see how those plants develop, new leaves. Whether there's nodes left on the soybean to produce new leaves is a big issue.
Extension agents are encouraging farmers to wait a few days, see if crops start recovering before reporting the crop losses to their farm agent or insurer.
An update now in the case against 2 men accused of carrying enough fentanyl to kill hundreds of thousands of people. Yesterday, Buffalo County attorney filed a motion in court to dismiss the cases against Nelson Nunez and Felipe Genayo Manaya. Court documents say the 2 men were attempting to distribute over 400 grams of the drug fentanyl. About .002 and .003 grams of the drug is enough to become lethal. They are still charged in federal court.
New tonight, Ord High School Principal Mark Haggie no longer working at the school.
Yeah, the Ord School Board voted to terminate Haggie at a hearing on Monday that lasted almost 12 hours. Ord Superintendent Jason Alexander telling NTV News Haggie took, quote, improper actions regarding the Nebraska state testing system, end quote, and was fired for negligence of duty. He was originally put on leave last month and had 2 months left on his contract.
A new report out from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln says the state's economic growth could be slowing. An economic indicator put out by the university to predict economic growth 6 months into the future rose just 0.26% last month. The director for the Bureau of Business Research at UNL says while the indicator has increased every month of the year, the pace of that increase is starting to decline, meaning the state's economy will continue to expand, but at a slower pace. Researchers say the rising value of the dollar is a primary factor in that slowdown.
Well, Nebraska drivers could soon pay less to the state at gas pumps. Today, the Department of Revenue announcing the state motor fuels tax will drop 0.4 cents on July 1, going to 28 cents per gallon from 28.4 cents. While the wholesale price of fuel has gone up, legislative appropriations are allowing the price at the pump to drop. The new rate runs through the end of the year. The weather's next. Rain and lots of it across the state over the last 24 hours, and Kent's got our forecast that's coming up next. Then immigration laws broken, kids taken from families, but this isn't a new problem apparently, and we'll take a closer look.
And leaner and meaner, lacing up the boxing gloves, and Lisbona's really getting into it. The story's coming up.
Hitting hard there, wow.
NTV, Central and Western Nebraska's most watched news. With Colleen Williams, Seth Denny, and Kent Boughton Weather. This is NTV First at 5.